Female Deliveroo rider bites off customer's thumb. That's nice. In a row over £57 pizza order, and now he'll have to get part of his toe cut off and sewn on in its place. Now, we live in a world where we expect everything right now. We pick up the phone, we want a pizza, we want a curry, we want whatever, we want it delivered to us. There's a massive market for it. And you don't generally predominantly find that the people who deliver these things are at the top end of the food chain. They're not doctors, they're not, scientists. They are people who are struggling to make a living. And a lot of immigrants do these jobs. It's a fact. It's what it is. Don't make it a racist thing. That is simply a fact. However, basically what this guy did, he ordered up a pizza and he wanted it delivered. When they couldn't find, or when the woman couldn't find his place, she told him to go to her. So he went to her, but he forgot to bring his phone, which apparently has a code on it. Now, I'm not lucky enough, living in this village just outside of Weston-super-Mare, to actually manage to get anybody to deliver here. And at about 8 o'clock at night, everything shuts. So you cook. That's how it works. Or you invite a friend round who can cook, which is better. But that's just the way it is. However, there's a few things that are interesting in this. The very fact that the moment that she set eyes on him, she lost the plot, started punching and kicking and everything. And as he tried to push her away, she's bitten off the end of his, what was it she said, off the end of his thumb. Thumb's fairly important, especially when you're a plumber. And he's now said that this has ruined his life. The other interesting thing to note is that the pizza company haven't reimbursed him the 57 quid for the pizza, although he wouldn't have been able to eat it. So in this scuffle, the father of one, Stephen Jenkinson, who ordered up the pizza, got into a tussle, and this woman lost the plot. And then more of these drivers came along, and eventually the neighbours came out of wherever it was and managed to subdue the woman, who was later on arrested. Now, turns out that he's in hospital at the moment, and they're going to have to take part of his toe off to make him a thumb. Now, some of you may wonder why this is. If you've had a human bite is one of the worst bites there is. It's much worse than a dog bite. There's so much bacteria and rubbish in there. There's actually less horribles around your main vent. I think you know what I'm on about. Okay, so you might be able to see it here. If you have a look at that knuckle there, it's that one actually. I've had it happen there and there. But you have a look. I ended up nearly losing my hand from a human bite. The hand blew up, and I didn't tell them straight away that what I'd done, but they knew. And the pulsing, the coursing, because of the horribleness in the mouth. And if I'd have said something at the time, it wouldn't have been so bad. But they nearly cut my hand off, basically. I was in hospital having a pint of antibiotics every 4 hours in there until the vein blew up. It wasn't a nice experience. But I've also lost the end of my finger at one point. You might be able to see that doesn't look as normal, right, as the rest of them. That was also in a scuffle. Door shut, snapped the end of the finger off, ripped all the root, the bed, and everything out. It wasn't very nice. That was around Christmas, funnily enough. And I had to have an operation whilst conscious on that, to have loads of stuff removed, including the bone that was floating around at the end. And after they've popped that little gem out, they start scraping around the end of the bone. I'd had a few drinks. It wasn't the nicest of experiences, but it is one of those. So I can sympathise with this guy, but he's obviously lost the end of it. There seems to have been a bit left of that one. Massively painful, other problems with it, and it's been a pain in my neck ever since, or in my finger ever since. And funnily enough, that there, when it's cold, gives you pain. So this guy is going to have grief for the rest of his year, for his life. The interesting thing is, the person, they severed his artery as well. Not very good. It seems that the woman who did it came from, where did she come from again? It's obviously not here. Or blood spurted out, couldn't be reattached. Just go, she's Portuguese. Now, there is a difference between male and female here, right? If you're a man, you're more likely to get 70% more likely to get a lot more fiercer sentence than you are if you're a woman. Those are the statistics that you can look up for yourself, but it's true. If a bloke punches a woman, or a woman punches a bloke, the bloke's going to get seriously done, but the woman will get a lot less of a sentence. This is one of those things. Now, when you take into account that and the fact that she's not from here, I wonder what sort of sentence this woman's going to get, because this guy's still, still going through it. But it is one of those. There's one of those things that when you go to court, straight, white, alpha man who's working, you're going to get it. There's no leniency. There's nothing. But if you're a woman who's come from another country, different coloured skin, I should imagine a load of mitigating circumstances, I'm guessing here, although I'd love to be proved wrong, that she'll get significantly less sentence than, say, for instance, I would if I did it. And that's wrong. It should be equal. You go and do that to somebody, you deserve to go to prison because you've maimed him, all right? That's grievous, and then some, The younger part of my life, I was involved in quite a lot of stuff. You were aware that this person went to prison for that violent action, or this person was looking at prison for that, or you had been arrested on suspicion of, and there was something hanging over you for months and months and months, and then luckily it didn't happen, but yeah. But over a pizza. And isn't the whole purpose of being a pizza delivery driver to get it to their house? Not get them out their house to come to you. I would say that person, the female, wasn't in her right mind at the time anyway, was certainly feeling aggressive and being incredibly unreasonable. You'd be like a taxi driver saying, you'll have to come to me, love. Really? Do you know what I mean? It's like a parachute that opens on impact. What is the point? Do you know what I mean? But anyway, there you go. I just thought I'd share it with you and post some questions out there. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think she's going to get off significantly lighter than, say, for instance, would it have been him doing it to her? Yeah, let's roll the reversals. What would have happened if he'd have bit her finger off? You would have not heard the end of it. So let me know what you think in the comments. I do like them. And there you go. I hope you're liking the content. I'll see you in a bit.